hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, finally, we have Dhawal sir with us. So, I am sure that all of us who are watching this will already know you because of the amazing work that you are doing on the YouTube community. But still, let me tell you a little bit about him. So, he is the founder of Codebasics and Atleak. Also, he has an amazing YouTube channel in which he has covered almost everything around data science, and in this particular video, we are going to talk about the differences between data science and a normal SDE. Like, because I see a lot of students getting confused in both of these things. So I think you're the perfect person to tell us like what are the differences between the two. So welcome to my YouTube channel, sir.
Thank you very much, Muskan. Thanks for having me.
So before starting, like suppose I'm a fourth year undergraduate. So I want to ask you that how should I know that what interests me, whether software development is something that interests me or data science is something that interests me more. So how can I, know that what interests me more between the two of things?
Sure. So, first of all, when you talk about data science, there are three main career roles: data analyst, data engineer, and data scientist. Data analyst career role requires less coding. You will find many data analyst jobs where you're working on BI tool where you don't do any coding. So, let's say if you are not very much interested in coding, then data analyst could be one possible career role. Data scientist and data engineer uh, career roles requires more coding. Data engineer is quite similar to software engineer, but in that, I compare software engineer and data engineer as sort of like a primary doctor versus a lung doctor. So data engineering is just a specialization of software engineering. You can think that way. Okay. Data scientist role requires more coding compared to data analyst, but it requires mathematics and statistics knowledge too. So let's say you are in computer engineering student and you are more interested in math statistics. You are more interested in learning a domain, let's say retail, FMCG, whatever, healthcare, and you are more interested in business side of things as well other than coding. Then data scientist is perfect. So data scientist is like half business domain, math and statistics, and half coding and machine learning and all of that, right? So you need to ask all these questions to yourself. Okay, you're not very much interested in coding, then go for data analyst. You are interested in math and statistics, machine learning, those kind of things, then go for data science. You are interested in general software engineering, but software engineering around data, where you are building data infrastructure, data governance, data pipelines, and so on. In that case, go for data engineering. uh, and see, these things are such that sometimes you may not find the answer directly, so you have to do experimentation. So you can just take some courses, follow some, my channel for example has some projects. So if you do like small projects for some time, you will get a better idea on where do you want to go exactly.
Okay. So my next question is like being in the fourth year. So I see that a lot of companies are coming in my college, but I see that the ratio of companies that are hiring for software development role and data science role, if there is four companies for software development and there is one company for data science role. So why do you think it is like that? Why do you think less companies are hiring for data scientists?
It's a very good question. I was in India this year in March, and I visited few colleges. And when I asked people if they know about data science or if they know about BI tools such as Power BI, Tableau, and only I would say 5% people knew.
Hmm.
This is because the whole data science field is new. I mean, we have been doing data science for a long time, but data science scientists or data analysts as a job role is relatively new. That is the reason. And most of the companies have been building IT like mobile app and all kind of softwares, but companies were not investing into data science until recently. So it's a new, the whole thing is new. Companies are now putting more money, so you will see job growth in next 5 years. I believe the jobs are going to grow at an exponential rate in the field of data scientists in all the three career profile that I mentioned. Especially, my guess is that the jobs will grow more for data analyst and data engineer rather than
Right.
data scientist, because data scientist like ML and all that is, many times you can solve business problem without using ML also. Okay.
Right.
So I believe it's the answer to your question is it's a new field, but if someone is interested in learning data science, they should definitely spend time upskilling themselves, because the jobs are going to grow rapidly, and there are not many like data scientists or data analysts or data engineers available in the market today, so they can get benefit if they learn this emerging technology early.
Right. Also, I could see that, AI, the power of AI, a lot of people are posting the images that are created by AI these days on LinkedIn. Like every day, I see at least one post about those. So, yes, I think this field has a lot of scope and it is not very saturated, as you mentioned.
Hey, have you heard about chat gpt? It has taken the internet by
Yes, I
storm.
have. I've been using it like for last from last week. I've been using it.
Just yesterday, I asked it to write a poem on Hulk's love for Indian food, especially samosa, and it wrote a very nice poem. Actually, I was amazed. And then
Yeah.
I asked it to summarize one of my video. I gave my video transcript. It wrote a nice blog, and then I asked Chat GPT to convert Python code into Java. So I had for one of my projects, I had Python class. It converted it to a Java class without a single error.
Error.
And then I gave it a little like some problem statement, and I asked it to write code in Python, and it did that as well. So AI is making advancement at a faster rate than we can
Yes.
imagine, and these
Hmm.
things will have a bigger impact in our life. And I think this is one of the reason why I think data science AI as a career has more promising role compared to software engineering. See, software engineering will stay. There is no doubt about it. But it's kind of some of the things that we do are going to be done by AI itself. For example, writing code, right? So I just
Right.
yesterday I asked it to uh, parse a CSV file. So I literally wrote an English statement saying that, okay, parse me a CSV file where the first column is player name, the second one is player score. There could be multiple entries of players. You need to go through the file, then take the average for each of the players and print player name and average. Now, see, this whole statement, previously computers would not understand this, right?
Yeah.
If I have a software engineer in my company, I would tell that person to write a program and I would give that manual instruction. Now, ChatGPT wrote a program yesterday, and I'm gonna be making a video on that, and I'll post it on my channel. And it was damn accurate. It was a very good optimized program with comments and everything. And I was really surprised that
Yeah.
it could do that. So what will happen is, see, software engineering jobs are going to stay here for that is for sure. But some of the things which we were doing, which were easy to do, will be automated by things like Chat
True.
GPT. So then what happens is then we have to train or upskill ourselves into doing something futuristic. So
Hmm.
futuristic is AI, data analytics, data engineering. See, these things are futuristic technologies. So it makes sense that we invest time in learning those future skills.
Right. I think that is where upskilling comes. Like most of the people, we have always heard that, keep learning, do not stay stagnant because otherwise there is always something that will replace you. So keep upskilling yourself so that, no tool can
AI
replace you
AI is
completely.
learning at a faster scale than humans.
Yeah.
We need to understand that, right? This
Yeah.
Chat GPT bot, I think someone posted. I'm not sure if this is true. It was trained in like 5 days only,
Oh,
and now it has the knowledge of as if like entire world. It knows
yeah.
Python, Java, every single programming language. It knows how to summarize blogs. It can give me an idea for my future videos on my data science YouTube channel. I tried that also, and it gave me some pretty good ideas actually. so
Yeah.
it
And yeah, yeah, continue.
so it is like a superhuman brain which has all the knowledge. If you have watched Matrix movie, remember in Matrix movie, Neo wants to learn how to ride, how to operate the helicopter, and they
Yeah.
will put a program in his head, and he will learn how to, like, operate, how to drive a helicopter. So chat gpt is becoming sort of like that. So for example, you want to teach it, you want it to do coding in kotlin, for example. You can just train it, and you can train it day in and day out. Machines don't get tired. So it is the future looks thrilling, and at the same time it looks a little bit scary sometimes, that if as a human, if we don't upskill ourselves, and if you just stay stagnant, then there might be issues that we have to face. So it's better that we keep an eye on this ongoing advancements in technology, and we learn things with certain level of optimism, basically. I mean, that's the only thing we can do at this stage.
Right. Also, there is one question like that I've been seeing on LinkedIn, that do you think that AI tools can actually replace few of the jobs? Obviously, not all jobs could be replaced, but do you think some of the jobs these tools can replace in the coming future?
So it is not just AI.
Hmm.
You look at any advancement. See, previously cars were not invented, then humans were riding the horse carriages.
Yeah.
There was an entire industry around horse carriages, right? So there were companies which will be making the wheels of the horse carriage. There were companies which were supplying horses and the food for horses and all that. There was an entire industry around it.
Yeah.
Cars were invented and entire industry was wiped out. All the jobs went away, but then it created new jobs in the cars industry.
That's true.
Same thing with iPhone. When iPhone came for the first time, there was nothing like a mobile app, right? People were building like website, web application, or desktop application. When iPhone came, that entire new industry was created. So now just imagine how many employees are there in the mobile app market, right? There are few million programmers probably who are doing mobile app coding, and there are a lot of other jobs in that mobile app industry. That new industry was created, but it took away so many old jobs as well. So
Hmm.
many, I think some 4 or 5 industries were completely killed, just because of iPhone invention.
Yeah.
I think Chat GPT and what is happening, Chat GPT, Dali, whatever is happening in the AI world today is an iPhone moment, where it is going to, I think, replace this job. So let's say number of programmers in the world probably will increase in the future. But let's say if you're doing some of the things which can be automated by chat gpt, right? Like, let's say you're doing some website coding, or you're doing mobile app programming, where you are designing static forms, and you're just writing those event handlers, and you're not doing anything creative or smart. Those things will be gone. So if you're a website developer who doesn't add any value, who is just, taking UX mockup and translating that into code, that thing can be done today by chat gpt. So you
Yeah.
have you should be worried. But if you're a problem solver, right? Let's say Java can be replaced by some other programming language, right? uh, Doing manual programming can be done by chat gpt. The problem solving, if you're a
Hmm.
problem solver, and I keep on talking about this in my LinkedIn post and my YouTube videos, that if you are a problem solver, humans will always have problems to solve. So
Yeah.
then you are immune to all these advancements which are happening. So I don't think, first of all, that number of jobs in total will be reduced. This chat gpt and AI advancement will create new industries,
Yeah.
right? Think about variables, right? Like you can measure your blood pressure and all of that. Few years back, no one imagined that there will be an industry like this. Same thing, I gave iPhone example. Before iPhone was invented, people did not know that they would be running software on their phone, because phones were pretty like primary.
Right.
So same thing will happen here, that with the advancement in AI, new industries will be created. I see one industry that is being created, which is data annotation. There are like people who are doing data annotation, data engineering, for example. That's another one. These things are new. Similarly, more and more new career roles or job roles will emerge, so that way we don't have to worry. But the
Hmm.
people who are just very much attached to a specific technology, I have seen people who will say, okay, I do not do coding in any language than Java. They will definitely have a problem. If you are having unnecessary attachment to specific programming language or technology, you should definitely be worried. But if you have general problem solver mindset, if you're taking interest in business, let's say business domain understanding, right? If you are focusing on soft skills, talking to stakeholders, understanding requirements, all of that, those things, at least right now, I don't see that
Hmm.
those things are being automated by AI. So
Right.
there humans will always have a advantage. Yeah.
Right. Also, I wanted to talk about the salary difference because as a student, a lot of people think that maybe software development, like a lot of my friends also go in this field because they think that the salary is more in software development field. So, what are the salary differences if there is any, or both the fields have the salary at
Sure.
par? If you can tell a
So
little.
salaries are dependent on three factors: location. So you earning. So if you're working in Bangalore versus some small town of, let's say, Gujarat, there is a salary difference. So location, company that you're working for, and your experience and skill level, right? It's a factor of these three things. Now, in general, if I have to say generally, uh, data scientist, right? I talked about three career roles: so data analyst, data scientist, and data engineer. So data scientists make similar salaries as software engineers, but then it depends. So let's say, as a software engineer, if you're a web developer or just doing mobile app development, working in some mid-sized company in a small town, then in the same setting, data scientists might be earning more. Okay, so data scientists, you can say they earn similar to software engineer or little more. Data engineers, I have seen they usually earn more than software engineers, and data analysts earn less than software engineers. But you could be, once again, data analyst who is really good. In that case, you could be earning more than software engineer as well. But yeah, overall salary, I would say, could be more in data science. But
Hmm.
since the whole field is new, you may not see that trend right now, but in the coming times, I think um, data scientists and data engineers, definitely these two career roles will get more salaries than software engineers. Because think about this: data scientists, that requires math and statistics knowledge. For software engineering, you don't need any math knowledge at all. People
Right.
say, yeah, for software you need to know math. See, I did software engineering for such a long time. I never use math. You need no math knowledge for that. But data scientist requires, okay, math knowledge. You need to know Python. You need to know machine learning. So the skill requirements are higher compared to software, in the role of a data scientist. And that is the reason I think in the coming times, if not right now, data scientists on average will make more money than software engineers.
Right. And I think this field is, as you mentioned, that it is less saturated and not a lot of people are there in data science field. So I think it is a really good time if mathematics and AI ML is something that interests someone, then they can definitely enter this field right now. Right.
100%.
But I wanted to ask, like, if someone has maybe taken a software development role, but they want to shift into data science role. So, what is the procedure? What are the new technologies or new skill sets that they should learn in order to do a job switch, basically?
So as a software engineer, you are always dealing with some databases, correct? You are building application, you could be having relational or non-relational database. The very first thing I suggest is build some kind of BI dashboard using the existing data that you have. So you are working in some company and you have some data set, or let's say you are in college. Finding data sets is easy. You can get n number of data sets from, let's say, Kaggle. Even my website codebasics.io, we run resume challenge every month, resume project challenge, where we post a new data set, and this data set is very unique. It's something you don't find on internet, and it represents some real life scenarios. So you take that data set and start building BI dashboard. BI dashboarding, data analytics, is the first step that person should take. When you do that, you will get an understanding of the entire data industry, right? Your first understanding. And then in BI dashboard, what you're doing is descriptive analytics. Okay, you have data, you're trying to make sense out of it. Second step is predictive or prescriptive analytics. Here is my situation, how do I predict the future? And that's where the whole machine learning, deep learning, those things come in play. But yeah, first step should be BI dashboarding, and then you move to machine learning. Data engineering track is parallel. Okay, so the first track that I talked about is, first step is, let's say that, imagine there are two tracks in data industry. In the first track, you learn data analyst skills first, which is BI dashboarding. Then you learn machine learning. So you become data analyst first, and then you add some skills such as machine learning. Now you become data scientist. In the parallel career track, you have data engineering, where you focus on databases. So you learn about relational databases, non-relational databases such as MongoDB and such. And then you start learning tools which help you build data pipelining, right? Like Apache Airflow, Snowflake is very much in demand nowadays. You learn
Yeah.
all those skills. Now, say you're working as a software engineer, or you are in a college. There are so many courses out there on the internet you can take, and you can learn the skills. There are amazing YouTube channels out there, right? And you can learn these things for free. I would suggest learning things by doing projects, because that is a very effective form of learning. Okay, my own channel, I have so many projects. We conduct these project challenges on my website, codebasics.io. So you can use all these free resources and start learning those skills, and then apply those skills in your current job, because
Yeah.
that's very important. And once you do that, then you will get a better idea on the next step. You don't have to plan your future, just think about the next step that you want to take, right? And I already mentioned that step. What some other people do is they will start participating in Kaggle. So the challenges that we run on codebasics.io is sort of like Kaggle competitions only, right? So in Kaggle also you can participate, you can get ranks, and you can uh, post your projects on LinkedIn. And on LinkedIn, it will accumulate those eyeballs, or you will be demonstrating your skills so that some people might notice it, and then you can start applying for data science roles.
Yes, and as you mentioned, YouTube channel, I will definitely put the link to Basics in the description box below. Like, I do not have a lot of knowledge about data science, but I saw a few of the videos of yours, and I could clearly understand because your method of teaching with real life examples, I think that is very unique, and that is something that not a lot of people do. So, yes, guys, you can definitely check that out. Also, the next thing that I want to ask is not necessarily related to SD or data science, but if someone wants to work in India or outside India, a lot of people are really confused that which is the best to work at, or where the job opportunities are more. So, what do you suggest? Should someone shift outside India or no?
Outside India, popular destinations are USA, Canada, UK, Australia, countries like that.
Yeah.
Right now, because of the current recession scenarios, many countries are going through challenging times. The entire Europe is in turmoil right now. So I'm not sure about job opportunities. So if I have to choose Europe, I will be little careful, because all these countries are going through bad economic times right now. USA is evergreen. So I've been in US for last 15 years. Right now, US also has some recession related problems. But in general, if you think about big multinational companies, they are all in US, right? Like look at all these FANG companies, and even the OpenAI, which released the GPT. The innovation in tech is happening in US. So US, for person who is ready to put on hard work, who is smart, uh, who has a right balance of tech and soft skills, US is the land of opportunity even today. So you can definitely come here. Now, one issue that you will face when you come to US is this H1 visa system. So it took me 14 years to get my green card. So you will be stuck in this whole H1 mess for a long time. But it's okay if you just want to do job. If you have any entrepreneurship dream, I would say don't come to US. I see. I started my company and all that, but it took me such a long time. If I had done all this 10 years back, I would have been in a different place. But this whole H1 system was such a big block. So yeah, when you're making any decision, if you have any entrepreneurship dream, I would say India is the best. Right now, the whole ecosystem, startup ecosystem is good. India, economy wise, is doing much better compared to many other countries in the world. And then you don't have to worry about all this work status issues and all that, right? So that is number one criteria, like entrepreneurship. If you want to earn money, live a convenient life, get a lot of learning exposure, US is very good. Say you come to California, you're working in Google or Facebook headquarters, you get the best exposure. Okay, so that way it's good. Money wise also, you will be earning in dollars, so you earn a lot of money. um, you need to consider your social situation as well. US is very far. Let's say if you're coming from India or any Asian countries, US is very far, right? So I have seen some people, they visit once every 2 years or once every 3 years. So if you have, let's say, parents, you are the only child, you're concerned about them, then don't even think about it. People say I'll go there for 5 years, come back. Look, that doesn't happen. Okay, let's be real. People say that no, I'm strong, I'm different than others, but that's all BS. It's only very small percentage people go back once they're used to this life. Also, when they go back after many years. So that is one other factor you need to consider. uh, then talking about, so that was about US and India, but if you talk about other countries, for example, Canada is very popular nowadays in colleges, right? Because Canada's education is like the fees are half compared to US.
Mm. Yeah.
But Canada and their immigration system is much better than US. But then Canada has its own challenges. For example, jobs, they are not as much as what you get in US. The salary you get in Canada is much less compared to US. And weather is horrible. For example, I don't like cold. I mean, say I'm wearing a jacket here. I live in New Jersey and I still feel cold, but Canada is like another extreme compared to where I live.
Yeah.
So people don't consider all these facts, and once they go there, then you have made the commitment, now you can't come back. All kind of complications happen. India, I would say, is, in terms of jobs and in terms of startup and everything, it is probably the best ecosystem right now. So I was just seeing that, like, I think, like you did you join Amazon? You're joining Amazon, right?
I will be joining.
You'll be joining, right? So like companies like Amazon, Google, they have offices now in India. So you
Yeah.
get best learning experience, you get best salaries. Okay. So yeah, India, when I moved to US 15 years back, India had little advantage. So when I was doing my decision making, it was mainly, it's like US will score 8 out of 10 and India will score maybe 3 out of 10. But right now it's like 5 each, right? India is
Yeah.
5 out of 10, US is 5 out of 10. It's like almost equal. And maybe in next 2 years, India will have more advantage. So if you
Advantage.
want to tap that potential of future growth, I
Yeah.
think staying in India could definitely be a better option.
Yeah. I mean, do your own research, think what's best for you, not just follow someone or do. Yeah.
Exactly. Everyone's situation is different. You have to make your own, like, this own evaluation on your situation and make a decision. Don't do things which your friends are saying. Sometimes your five of your best friends are in Canada and they'll say, hey, why don't you come to Canada? And people just go to Canada as if they're visiting some hill station.
Yeah. I remember in my second year, a lot of my friends were saying that we are going to Canada or US for masters, and I talked to my father, and I was like, even I want to do masters. I don't know what that is exactly, but I want to go to US or Canada. And then finally, when I came to fourth year, I was like, no, like not right now. Not just because my friends are going, I should also go. So
You are wise actually. When I was in college, I was so naive, and I see. I think 99 more than 90% students are very naive. They will do stupid things. I mean, when I look at my own college days, I think like I was so stupid, right? Like I would change job because my few of my good friends have joined this company, so I would just go there, and they'll be like. So I remember I was in Ahmedabad, and few of my friends joined a company in Pune, and they're like, oh, why don't you come to Pune? We have joined this company. I'm like, yes, I will come there. I was not thinking about my long term career, my own growth and all that. I
yeah,
would just go to a place where my friends are going. And that is actually when I look at that thing right now, like if I do a retrospective around that, I'd be like, man, I was so stupid.
yeah. These were my few questions around software development and data science. Like I talked to my friends, and these were the questions that I could collect. But if there are any other key points that you would like to point out, or any differences between these two for the students who are watching this?
Sure. So I would just like to give a general tips that if you're a student in college, you need to remember one thing: you are living in amazing times. The opportunities are humongous, especially if you're in India. You have all these big tech companies, and even one step further, all these youngsters like starting their own companies. So you are living in amazing times. So you need to be grateful first of all.
Yeah.
Second thing is, don't blame others for your problems. That's a mistake people make. If you are going through challenge, let's say you're not getting a job, there is mostly it's you. It's not your situation. It's not like, oh, I'm from the tier 4 college. I will show you tier 4 students who are making more money than a guy at Google would be making. Okay, I have those examples with me. So so now it's not a problem of resources or opportunities. It's a problem of being mindful, not comparing yourself, or not getting into all kind of scams. There are so many ad techs in India right now which are just complete scam. They will just give you all kind of dreams, and they will fool you in saying that, okay, do data science course and you will be making this much money and all that. You have to introspect. Really, you need to have these spiritual values almost in your life. Is like, okay, what do I need in my life? And it's not money. Many times it's not money. Once you get money, you'll realize, eh, ultimately you want to be happy. And in order to be happy, whatever you need to do, you have to just stay on that path and don't get distracted by all these shiny bright objects that you see in social media, right? The young generation is on Instagram and LinkedIn, all this social media. And you see, okay, on Instagram you'll see, or on LinkedIn you'll see, oh, your friend joined Google, he's getting 50 lakh salaries, and he'll be posting pictures of swanky office in Google or Hyderabad Amazon, your office, right? So you don't, but then that that thing may not make you happy. I mean, short term it will make you happy, but long term it may not make you happy.
Right.
So yeah, think about long term happiness. What makes you happy? Have spiritual values. Disconnect from social media and digital information overload. Maybe do some meditation, and just do more of an introspection, and then build those skills which are strategic for your future.
Right. I think these are some really great tips, and I 100% agree with not following what social media is saying. Right. Because this mistake has, like, I have also made this mistake. I just followed what people told me on LinkedIn or maybe Instagram blindly. So, yes, definitely 100% agree to that. So, yes, thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel, taking out time and answering all my questions. Thank you so much.
It was my pleasure. It was nice talking with you, Muskan.
Right. And all the links to the playlist and everything would be there in the description box below, guys. So do not, if you want to enter into the field of data science, do not forget to check out his channel. I think it is the most amazing place to learn data science from. Right.